Hey everybody, it's Chris, also known as the Alter Ego or the Moan. Don't know which one of those really prefer. But I'm back with the second part of my shop guide. The first part we discussed the three types of shop. We've got the base shop, the side shops here, and the two secret shops here and here. In the second part, I'm going to talk over some of the types of items you want to think about when you're doing them, and the names of them, etc, etc. I'm not going to go over every single item in the game, because half the beauty in the game is exploring that kind of stuff. Then there are better guides than mine that I can point you to if you want to know what every item is. Purge has done a pretty good one, but this game's about exploring. So if you remember, the whole idea of items is to change, or affect your character depending on the team fight, or your role in the team, or depending on the situation, you might spec your character in a different way. And items are the thing that you do that, because your abilities are what they are. Unless you're Rubik, who can steal other people's abilities, your kind of role as far as ability wise is kind of set. Now, items let you change that. So let's see types of items. Well, I talked about strength, agility, and intelligence before. So we had items that increase those things. We talked about the ultimate orb, which give you plus 10 to all attributes. Staff of Wizardry was just intelligence, agility, or club. There are high level items which will give you masses of one attribute of the other ones. So for plus 25 intelligence, you can get a mystic staff. So it's 2,700, but as you can see, it requires a secret shop. The strength one is a Reaver, that's right, and it's 3,200, and the agility one is an Eagle Song, if I'm right. Yes, it's 25 agility. Okay, so they're the high level items which give you, increased agility, increased strength, increased intelligence. So if somebody asks you what's good for getting loads of mana back, well, the Mystic Staff's the top thing, but it'll take you a while to get. What you probably want to do is use one of the other items that are, used for more mana regeneration, like there's something like Voidstone. We'll do that to give you 100%. You'll regenerate twice as quickly. But again, all those items are secret shop, which I'll come on to. What else is useful? So you can increase your strength, agility, and intelligence, but those items are, like I say, much later. And if you get to that stage, you're probably just following the guide. If you're earlier on in the game, what kind of other things would you want? Right, well, you might want to increase your damage, and there are a couple of ways to do it. You could get something cheap, like your Blades of Attack. You could get a broadsword, which is over twice. Well, it's twice the damage, but it's well over twice the price. And this is a common theme. You go for something in the middle. Something like Quarterstaff. A Quarterstaff could give you damage and attack speed, or Claymore can give you more damage, etc. You get the idea. You can get some items for armor. You could get Chainmail, which gives you plus 5 to your armor. My character is 2 to start off with. I could get Helm of Ironwill, which gives me armor and health regen. Or you can get something like Plate Mail, which is much higher, 10 armor, which is all well and good. So each of these items, although they kind of sound very different, they're kind of stacking on top of each other. 24 damage, 21 damage, 21 damage, 10 damage, 18 damage, etc, etc. And they get combined in items. So it's damage and armor. If I type in boots, because I told you that one of the first things you'll try and buy is boots. There are 5 types of boots. You've got your bog standard boots, which give you just movement speed. And usually you'll spec into one type of boots. Tranquil boots are the cheapest, and they give you, a slight increased movement speed, 75 movement speed instead of the standard 50 as there is there. They give you a bit of armor, plus 3 armor, but they also give you plus 3 HP regen per second, which is all well and good. The other thing that they do, if you select them or choose them, they restore 250 health points over 20 seconds as long as you're not hit, and this is the common theme. Phase boots. When they're active, they give you increased movement speed and let you move through units. which can be very good. Phases cancelled upon using another item or ability. Your flat movement speed is just still the 55 movement speed that most of the rest of them are as well. So it's another 5 movement speed on top. But it also gives you plus 24 damage. And if I click on it, you'll see why. The boots for 50 movement speed, and you have 2 of these, which are 90s blades of attack. So if you've got an opponent, you want them extra movement speed, but you want a bit of extra damage, you want to go for these. Now you'll notice that if I add those two together, 9 damage and 9 damage, that only gives me 18 damage. So I get another bonus on top of that to give me, you know, that extra damage just for freezies. And that can be quite good. So if you want to help your last hitting or help with your pushing of the lanes, phase boots can be a good one. Arcane boots are used, same thing. I mean, instead of 50 movement speed, you get 60 movement speed, but you also increase your mana. But if you select them, it will store the mana for you and anybody standing near for you. So in team fights later on, your all teams bunch together and everybody's down a wee bit in mana, and it can be quite useful. If you group everybody together, push back a bit, hit your mana boots, everybody gets a bit of a mana boost, and it lets you push in again quickly rather than having to fall back and get your mana back right the way across. The last one, like I've discussed with the boots of travel, were the ones that required the quite expensive recipe, and they let you teleport all around the room. So those are the different types of boots, and they're generally one of the first items you want to go to. The other ones I'll talk about will be the Blink Dagger and the Force Staff, and they kind of do something very similar. A Blink Dagger allows you to teleport to a point up to 1200 units away, so you can use it to, and it's dual purpose really. It has a cooldown on it, but dual purpose. You can either use it to escape quickly, so somebody's chasing you down, you want to get away from them. You know, you can use your Blink Dagger and go bang and jump away. Or if you have a really good area of effect stun, you could blink into a fight, stun everybody in there, and by the time they recover, they'll probably be dead. So it lets you get in there quickly without having to just walk in, which can be really, really effective. So in both cases, that can be used. Now the other item that's like that is called a Force Staff. It's slightly dear, but you can buy it in smaller stages. A Blink Dagger is a one-off purchase of 2,150. Am I right? A Force Staff is 2,250, but it can be bought by building up 3 items. So you might have, for instance, a Staff of Wizardry or a Ring of Regen in your stash already, so you can spec up to this. Now, what it does, it pushes any target 600 units in the direction that it's facing, but you can also cast it yourself, much the same as a Blink Dagger. And for me, I like the Force Staff better because it's more versatile. Now, it doesn't push you as far, that's for sure, but you can self-cast it. All I have to do is double tap the key button that I use for it, and I will get a bit of a jump ahead. And you can, I suppose there's a difference in animation because you can see yourself actually floating forward, whereas the Blink one actually does blink in. He blinks out, blinks back in, and they're used for that. There's 2 other types of items I want to talk about, really. First one is a Morbid Mask. And as you can see, it can be built into a couple of other things. Vladimir's Offering, Hamel the Dominator, and Mask of Madness. And each of those are slightly different versions of what you start off with. The basic thing of Morbid Mask is it gives you 50% lifesteal. So lifesteal is where you damage a hero, whether a creep or an enemy hero, and you'll take 15% of their health every time before your own. So it helps you in pushing lanes. You don't have to keep on going back to heal up. You can just keep pushing creep after creep after creep, and you're getting some health back. And as long as you don't get surrounded and don't get, you know, too burdened with that, then very nice combo. Then you'll be able to push that lane right back until an enemy hero comes back, and it'll be really, really useful in that case. So that's generally where it's used for. It's for heroes that are what they're called pushers, ones that like to push those, or junglers, ones who are going into the jungle, because if they're fighting creeps, they can get health back off the creeps by, you know, just hitting them, and it helps them not to have to go back to base or buy salves or do all those things all the time. And like I say, it is used then for other more powerful items like Mask of Madness, which when it's active will give you, you know, really increased attack speed. Helmet Dominator will let you take control of a non-hero, non-ancient target unit. or Vladimir's aura grants a variety of bonuses to nearby allies, so aura effects, so lifesteal for everybody, bonus damage for everybody, bonus armor, mana regen, etc., etc., etc. That's really good. So that's the first one. Now, the last one that I'm going to go over is called a Black King bar, and it's very, very common end game item. As you get towards the end of the game, there's all sorts of spells. Anybody who's watched a Dota game at all knows that it goes absolutely insane in the end, with magic flying everywhere and damage being dealt really quickly and just people getting stunned down. Well, the Black King bar is such a great item for those occasions, because what it does, when you make it active, it does give you strength and damage bonuses as well, but it makes you immune to any kind of magic. So if somebody has a really big stun, that's a magic stun, like Jakiro's big ice shield is seen there earlier on, or the fireballs, or anything like that, you're immune. You don't take any damage from them, it just bounces off you. You're like surrounded by a magical shield, and it's really, really good for the last end of the game. Now, it has a detractor with it. The first time you use it, it lasts for 10 seconds, as you can see here. See the duration part? Second time you use it, it's 9. Next time, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. And it's quite an expensive item. You could buy it again if you want. But the cooldown also goes down with it as well. It goes from 80 to 75 to 70 to 65, 60, etc. all the way down. So you want to make sure you don't use it all the time. Only use it where you're really trying to achieve something. Going into a big team fight and you're going to tank it. You're going to say, I'm going to go charging in here and they're not going to do anything to me, because they're not be able to burst me down really quickly by using magic. So I'll go in and do that. You still take damage from melee attacks. It doesn't make you immune from damage. Somebody can still hit you in the face, and if they've got enough damage on their little counter here, they will take you down really, really quickly. But it's a really, really powerful item. And it's made up of 2 items, and strength and damage. And like I said before, the recipe gives you that buff, or that unknown ability with it, which can be really, really good. Now, I'll probably do another video after this as well, and we'll show some support hero items, so healing items and regen items, and then some items which can be used to stun and distract if you're a support hero, if you're not just the one dealing the damage all the time. We'll do another video on that in due course, but I hope you've enjoyed the 2 shop videos, and if you have any questions about them, don't be afraid to hit me up at the Altered Ego. That's missing the second E. It's TheAlterDEGO on Twitter. I'll stick the link down in the description, or you can leave a comment. Thanks very much for watching. I'll catch you next time. Bye.